What's up, everybody? Come on in. What's up, everybody? Come on in. What's up, Diana? Yeah, come on in. We're gonna get into some deep science today. What's up, Sekou? What's happening about that much? What's up, Lisa? Yeah, come on in and we'll get started in a second. What's up, Tasha? What's up, Sebastian? Y'all come on in. Y'all come on in. Alright, we'll give them another minute and we'll get started. Alright. How about we begin? How about we get it in? Now they come in when they come in. Now, last time in my last big lecture, the Gnostic Gospels, I told y'all pretty much we was in the heavens for the most part. What's up, Antonio? We was in the heavens for the most part. Told y'all how this dimension came to be, the Altar Bull, what happened with Sophia, the 36 aeons or levels of consciousness that spun from the infinite mind of the Creator, the source of all. How she had a illegitimate child in the name of Yaldabaoth. She placed him in pretty much what she would consider to be the underworld after she seen how horrifying he was. He thought he was the only God. So from his mind, he projected 7 energies or 7 archons, which were celestial vampires, and they created their dimension, and which we know today as a mental. You see what I'm saying? The Amentian dimension. You see what I'm saying? Which is what we all living in, and all the planets that's living in this dimension. And they pretty much set it up as to where it would be an interdimensional restaurant to feed, a feeding ground for the most part, feeding off your life force and emotions. You see what I'm saying? So that's the gist of it. You see what I'm saying? So that's the story of how the celestial ego came to be and his 7 archonic vampiric forces that manifested out of his mind. You see what I'm saying? And those 7 archonic forces will go on to turn different beings across this Amentian dimension to their cause to build up their army of archonic forces. You see what I'm saying? So each of the 7 major archonic generals has legions behind them. You see what I'm saying? So they just he just Yaldabaoth with the celestial ego, and the 7 archonic energies are ignorance, vampirism, fear, envy, illusion/delusion, pride, and greed. Those are the 7 archonic energies that manifested out of Yaldabaoth's thought process. You see what I'm saying? And they all set up this archonic Amentian dimension. And we have incarnated down here to free our planets that fell into this dimension due to a celestial war with them. You see what I'm saying? So, and we came down here to save our planets. You see what I'm saying? And ourselves, of course, because a lot of us incarnated down here and got trapped in the cycle of life down here. You see what I'm saying? The cycle of reincarnation down here. So that's what happened. So now, picking up from that little summary there of what happened, now y'all understand how it all went down in the heavens. Now, how about we talk about what happened here on the planet? Let's bring it from heaven to earth now. So, what happened? Well, after the 600,000 year war, they gained pretty much control over these planets, because we were still warring with them even when we fell to the Amentian dimension on this planet here, Mother Earth, and other planets as well. We warred with them for 600,000 years on this planet. You see what I'm saying? And they finally gained ground within the last, after the fall of Atlantis, which was the last 100,000 years. And they started implanting the ego 12,000 years ago. Now, how do we know that they started planting the ego 12,000 years ago? Well, let us find out. The Tower of Babel tells the story of how they implanted the ego in our minds. Now, the Tower of Babel says here, now the whole world had one language and a common speech. As men moved eastward, they found a plain in Shinar and settled there. They said to each other, come, let's make bricks and bake them thoroughly. They used brick instead of stone and tar for mortar. You see what I'm saying? So that's meddling and alchemy for the most part. Then they said, come, let us build ourselves a city with a tower that reaches to the heavens, so that we may make a name for ourselves and not be scattered over the face of the whole earth, the whole heart. You see what I'm saying? So you see what I'm saying? But the Lord came down to see the city and the tower that men were building. The Lord said, if as one speak the same language, they have begun to do this, then nothing they plan to do will be impossible for them. So does that sound like the Creator? No, that does not sound like the Creator. That's Yaldabaoth. Yes, that's Yaldabaoth. Come, let us go down. Now this Yaldabaoth speaking to the archons. Come, let us go down and confuse their language so they will not understand each other. So the Lord Yaldabaoth scattered them from over. So the Lord Yaldabaoth scattered them from there over all the earth, and they stopped building the city. What's the city? Their minds. You see what I'm saying? Shinar is the mind. You see what I'm saying? That's what Shinar represents, the mind. So this is all happening in our minds. So the Lord scattered them from there over all the earth, and they stopped building the city. So they stopped building their minds. That is why it was called Babel, which is your pineal gland, because the Lord confused the language of the whole world. From there, the Lord scattered them over the face of the whole earth. Now the Tower of Babel is your spine. Babel itself is your pineal gland. Shinar is your mind. You see what I'm saying? And then he came down infiltrated our minds and then began to implant the ego. What's the ego? What is the ego? Ego is an acronym for edging God out. But what is it in our bodies? You see what I'm saying? It is the neocortex. You see what I'm saying? So we're going to get to that now. You see what I'm saying? We're going to get to how it's the neocortex. How is it the neocortex, Marvin? The neocortex just got here. They tell you that the neocortex evolved over the last 2,000 to 6,000 years. They literally tell you that in science. So how is that? Where did it come from? 12,000 years ago, Yaldabaoth implanted the neocortex. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Yeah, got interrupted there. Yeah. So, Yaldabaoth implanted the neocortex on top of what you like to call the limbic system, which is where our pineal gland, pituitary gland, hypothalamus gland, all of those glands come from. You see what I'm saying? That's where they reside. So, since that's where they reside, then he implanted the neocortex on top of us to start to smother our consciousness, which is Shana. And this is how he used our consciousness to, start to break down this is how he used the neocortex to start to break down our consciousness. The neocortex had programmed in it the forces of anti-awakening, which are the 7 archonic forces in our brain. You see what I'm saying? So this is what happened. You see what I'm saying? These 7 archonic forces, 7 forces of anti-awakening, was really shutting us down. You see what I'm saying? And that's why when you first awakening, you have so much resistance and trouble, because when you first awakening, your neocortex literally releases a message to Yaldabaoth, now letting them know that you're awakening, that your pineal gland is awakening. And once this happening, literally, those forces awakening the neocortex and begin to attack you. 7 archonic forces between 2,000 to 6,000 years. You see what I'm saying? So I know y'all saying like, damn, that's how it worked. Yeah, that's how it's been working. That's how they've been attacking us with this archonic shit. You see what I'm saying? So when you look at this shit, when you look at these forces, it makes you wonder why they said why the scientific community always said that the limbic system is the most primitive part of your body. Primitive is code word for ancient in the scientific community, y'all. It's literally code word for ancient. Now, when I was watching something not too long ago, I was watching the old Batman movies, one of them anyway. And in the old Batman movies, the scientists
incorporated venom. He was building Bane at this point, and he started discharging venom into his limbic system, where he would begin to get bigger and stronger. See what I'm saying? The venom was yellow, which is the solar plexus. I peak game. And when he did this, he just grew real large and strong and muscular, right? But they made him a grunt in the movie. You see what I'm saying? And what we seeing here is we literally seeing how these motherfuckers is telling you the power is in your limbic system. And we have to do whatever it takes at all costs to keep the limbic system shut down. That's the whole point of this shit. Cause your limbic system is literally the fucking physical embodiment of your consciousness. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? And it gets even crazier. Now, you have this consciousness, right? How about we know that the neocortex is against us because the pineal gland communicates with your mind field, which is this sort of like this magnetic field, electromagnetic field that's wrapped around your head, right? The neocortex don't communicate with the mind field, you know, and you know the difference between the two because the neocortex only deals with intellectualism, but your limbic system deals with your emotions, your feelings, your senses, your knowing. You see what I'm saying? So all the things that they teach us in the spirituality is happening inside your limbic system. It's not even happening inside of your neocortex. You see what I'm saying? The most ancient part of your brain. And our ancient ancestors warned us against the fucking intellect and how dangerous it could be if we fucking focus on it too much. They said, don't focus on the intellect. Appease it by, studying base knowledge, the concepts, you see what I'm saying? The diagrams, basic information so you can grasp the concept. You see what I'm saying? But outside of that, you're supposed to graduate into knowing your heart center, your heart mind. You see what I'm saying? Your pineal mind. You see what I'm saying? Your instinctual mind, which is in your gut. You're supposed to graduate into that. You see what I'm saying? Into your knowing. You see what I'm saying? So it's mind blowing how this shit go. It's mind blowing how this shit go. And with this limbic system, there's so much more to it. And you notice, I was looking at the limbic system today, and I was like, they never put the pineal gland on here. Here, they barely put the pituitary gland on there, but they never put the pineal gland on the limbic system, cause that's your center of knowing. That's your true consciousness. The Asians got what you like to call the Niwan point, Niwan, and the Niwan point is literally the energetic point that governs your pineal gland. So in Asian Tai Chi classes, they would give you that for the energetic side of it. And it's funny how this shit pop off. All society do is train your intellect. You go to school, you get your diploma, which is a degree of intellect. You may get your associate's or certificate, another degree of intellect. Your bachelor's, all that. Nothing but degrees of intellect. You see what I'm saying? But nothing for your knowing, your intuition, your fucking, you see what I'm saying? Your feelings, your artistic creativity. None of that. You don't get no training, none of that for real. Even in your artistic classes, they have it designed in such a way where it's intellectual, not free expression. I remember I was taking free writing classes in school. You thinking it's free writing. These motherfuckers was giving me pictures. Plain ass pictures of just regular people. And that's supposed to just explode my mind into ideas. They didn't even give me no cool images or symbols or nothing like that. They gave me pictures of regular people in the regular world. And I'm supposed to just produce a beautiful work of creativity off just looking at these motherfuckers in the picture. That's how they get down. That's literally how they get down. You see what I'm saying? So this is what you're seeing. This is what it's about. This sense of knowing over intellect. And it's funny when you on your path and you doing your work. I tell you the difference between when you sleep versus when you awoke. When you sleep, the neocortex controls the limbic system. When you wake up and go through the process, the purification process, and start to heal and regenerate, then the limbic system starts to take control of the neocortex. So your knowing starts to re-govern your intellect. You see what I'm saying? So that's the difference between these two motherfuckers. You see what I'm saying? That's the difference between these two. That's what make them hot. That's what make them fire. You see what I'm saying? So that's the difference between an awoken soul and a sleep soul. One is governed by its neocortex, the ego. The other one by its limbic system. You know, your God mind. See what I'm saying? Your primordial mind. And what does the ego consist of? The right hemisphere and the left hemisphere. Right? That's what they teach you anyway. The right hemisphere deals with intuition, holism, creativity. But what they don't tell you is that's your super ego. That's how you connect with this Amentian dimension as a whole. You see what I'm saying? You know you living on Earth right now. You know everything around you is moving or inanimate. You know the wind is blowing. You know there's a sky. You see what I'm saying? You know the sun could be out or it could be cloudy. You see what I'm saying? Those are things you know for a fact without your mind, because you holistically connected to this dimension. That's what the super ego does. Now, the left hemisphere, which is your differential mind, is your ability to differentiate between the different things and entities on this plane. Like, say, for example, you know, this a tree, this grass, this a house, this a gate. You see what I'm saying? You know, it's a rock. It's the sun. It's the sky. You learn to differentiate between different things in this dimension, and that's pretty much what the ego represents. That's the regular ego. That's what Sigmund Freud was talking about when he talked about the ego and the super ego. He was talking about your left hemisphere and your right hemisphere. Literally. See what I'm saying? Literally, like, no joke. This is how it all works. This is how everything operates here. Everything is governed here by the neocortex. And the sole job of the neocortex is to keep your limbic system shut the fuck down and under its control. Once it starts to lose control, then it sends a signal to Yaldabaoth and the Archons, and literally fucking begin to rebel against the limbic system. That's why all that chaos happens in your reality. You see what I'm saying? That's why all that chaos happens in your reality. Shit. What's up? So, hold on, y'all. Yeah, that's why all this chaos happening in your reality. So, since how this is all the chaos in your reality, then this shit gets real. You see what I'm saying? This shit gets real, and it's an amazing thing. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's how it all works, y'all. You know, you got the three kings, of course, the pineal, pituitary, and the hypothalamus. You got the three queens, which is the hippocampus, the thalamus, and the hippocampus, the thalamus, and the damn, what was the other one? The hippocampus and the cerebellum. Those are the three queens. You see what I'm saying? You even got more glands. I think it's a total of like 9 or 11 glands mainly. But those are the main ones that's really putting in work. And they tell y'all literally that the fucking limbic system is, primitive. But they really saying it's ancient. It's old. Cause that was the original mind, y'all. So that's what's really going on here. Not this bullshit that y'all call reality. You see what I'm saying? It's not this neocortex based reality that we living in. And the reason why it starts fucking with you after a while is because the reason why the neocortex start fucking with you after a while is because your fucking limbic system overrides it. That's why. Your limbic system literally overrides that shit. Since it overrides it, then your shit boom. Your shit boom. Your shit boom. That's when you really could consider yourself awoken. That's what it's all about. When your limbic system fully overrides that neocortex and brings it under control, that's when your shit really start to pop off. So that's what I've noticed. That's what I've seen so far. So remember that. Remember how the limbic system is the true mind, the God mind, and your neocortex, this intellectual shit that fucking y'all the bull just programmed inside your mind 12,000 years ago, does not work. You see what I'm saying? It's the slave mind, as you would say. It's the shit that keep you locked down in this dimension. So yes, it does. If you ask me, it does take a great act of will to fucking awaken and conquer that shit. How do you conquer the ego? That's another good question.
What's going on, buddy?
You conquer the ego by, once you awaken your pineal gland, you learn to breathe into your pineal gland. You see what I'm saying? And your whole limbic system as a whole. Once you learn to do that, you learn to supercharge it. And slowly but surely, it'll begin to break down the neocortex and reconfigure it to have it work for it. You see what I'm saying? So just breathe into your pineal gland, focus on it. It's in the center of your brain. Then from there, you can focus on your whole limbic system. Cerebellum, olfactory bulb, amygdala, all that. You see what I'm saying? You can focus on it and bring it up under your control, which is what this is all about. So yeah, there y'all go. That's pretty much the main thing, conquering it. Yeah, that's pretty much the main thing, conquering it. You conquer it, and you good to go. You'll be on the level. So with that being said, that's pretty much the main part of this lecture. I had a few more things said out, but I had to cancel it, on the spot. People rolled up in my house, so deep in there now. But any other questions? Any questions?
Well, y'all don't have any questions? I'm Marvin Jones. Y'all put the word out, and I'm out. Peace.